Hey, what's going on, guys? So here today, I'm going to make some build videos. I'm going to go over a few things, just because I've had some comments recently, and so hopefully, when people find those videos and they have questions, they can find the channel, and maybe it'll help you guys on your journey. Um, None of my builds are like mid-max builds. I wouldn't say like some of them are. Pretty good, and I'll cover that a little bit. How you could min-max it. For me, it's like the 2, 3 points, attribute points aren't gonna like make or break it. It's a skill-based game. Um, so, those 2 extra points of dex, those 2 extra points of int probably aren't going to turn the battle for you if the other player is better. And let's be honest, like most of the time in this game, it's either like 1v5, you're always either like you're on the shit end of the stick or you are the stick, I feel like. Um, and at least that's my case over the last, I don't know, 2, 3 years, whatever it is, however long it's been. But this first video is going to be on my Sheevra Dexmage slash like Tamer. And I'll kind of cover that a little bit, and then I have a human Dex Tamer, I have a human, not a Tamer, but like it's like a mage with battle pets. That my tamer feeds him the battle pets. And then I have just a straight Dex mage. So I'll kind of cover all of those. This first one though is going to be my Dex um, my Dex tamer. So what's really cool is the new builds. This Sheevra caster pretty much covers it. The only thing I would really change is probably the fact that, like, if you wanted to go through, is you could change this from lean to fit when you're starting out. What that's going to do is fit's going to not give you any negatives or positives. So you will lose a little bit of dex there, but you're not going to like have any negatives. Fit is kind of nice, especially if you're going to be going around Haven fighting NPCs. You're going to have to dagger them. So let's go into the custom builder and let's see what that looks like. So, and you can always lose weight. You can always shrink yourself. You can always get older in this game. It just takes a little bit of time. So let's switch. Whoops. Let's go Baron. Let's go Sheevra. Um, yeah, Sheevra, and we're gonna stay 30. Reason what your age can do. Older you get, the more intelligence you get, but the slower you get. You can go younger, you'll get faster, but not as smart and not as strong. Um, so 30 is nice. It's gonna give you a like not a negative to a like your int, but not a negative to your dex, and it gives you like a gives you a little bit of strength. So overall, it's not a bad thing. If you wanted to min max like a dex mage, then you could go down. If you wanted to min max a fat mage, you wouldn't be playing a Sheevra, so we're not going to talk about that. But yeah, so we're going to stay here. We're going to shrink ourselves down. Getting small is going to give you more attribute points for all these other things. It's going to reduce your hitbox, stuff like that. Yeah, going all of these, like, so going skinnier is actually going to raise your intelligence. Like, so weight, it's funny the way it swings. You could go fatter and get more intelligence, and then you could go even skinnier. So there's even skeletal is below this. You could go even more. Um, and so you could get faster, more dex, less con, and more intelligence. So that's what going thinner gets you, is less con, more dex, more intelligence, whereas going fat is going to get you more con, more int, less dex. So I would start as fit if you are starting out. Later on, I would probably move to lean. It just depends on how you're playing this. If I'm gonna play this as just a tamer, then I'm gonna stay fit, because you're gonna do a little bit of PvE stuff. I don't really need the speed, the dexterity. That I'll save that for. That's more what I do on my Sheevra Dex Mage. So yeah, I would stay fit as a what I call like a Dex tamer. Um, what this is going to like really excel at is, you know Team fighting is going to be very situational. It's all about like placement with you. You're going to be throwing a lot of heals. You're just really a lot of utility, throwing out those magic reflex, throwing out those corrupts, throwing out those heals, those low mana spells, and then waiting for the time to send in your pet. You just don't want to send a pet in because they're going to get cleaved down by Thursars who are really just going to regen health off of them. You kind of want to stick them to people running away, people that get in your back line, maybe like another mage, so it's interrupting their cast and they have low health pools and low armor. You got to look for those opportunities. So yeah, with this is a good start. Like covered kind of the things, and we're gonna jump into actually on this account. Luckily, is my actual guy, so I can hop in there a little bit and kind of show you where. Oh, maybe if it loads. Watch, this will be the time it crashes. So I'm making a video about it. All right, cool. So here's what you can see like my final ends up being. Again, I could take some con out of here and I could put that into psych. That'll give me more mana. But again, like I do PvE with him when you're fighting pets, like to tame them and stuff. Like this isn't like I'm not ever bringing this guy per se to a team fight. I have other battle pet users and other tamers and other dex mages. So this is like a really bare bones. Like you could mess this around a little bit. I have Elver in sight. Like there's really good clades in here for PvE and PvP. You definitely want to get your sprinting so that you can get away from people. Alvarin Sight is a big one, just so that you can see in dungeons. Like if you're in a dungeon with a group, you can kind of look around if you want to see if people are in a building, things like that. Those are really important clades, along with all these other increases. Let's go into our skills here. So my skills are, I would say I'm maxing out vitalism so I can heal well, heal my pets well. Obviously, I'm maxing out my mental training. We're going to go down here into ecumenical. On this, I just have at 62. So reason being is that I can just I can use the spells I need to. I don't need to flame strike on this guy. I don't need to do anything more than that because I am using my pets and stuff. I do have mounted magery on him, which is, uh, you know, if I was going to take these points, that's probably where I would put it back into. Um, this character's kind of going away right now, so he's a little bit interesting. But yeah, it's not. I wouldn't say it's like there's no melee combat to him. If you wanted to, you could get rid of sprinting nowadays. I would probably get rid of sprinting. You had to have that before. And then I would put those points and make sure like I could probably put those into daggers. You could put them into ecumenical. You could put them into a little bit of, I don't like elementalism with just a tamer because of the way loyalty works. Like you can accidentally hit your guy for like 36, your pet for like, takes like two very small spells that do AoE to hit your pet, and you've lost loyalty, and now that pet's attacking you. So I definitely don't recommend it. Um, I'm keeping this is all the armor I need because I'm just wearing a, ranger outfit. So most of the time on here, like if I want my mana regen, I'm taking off my armor anyway so that I can keep this. So that when I put on, because when you put on armor, you're going to lose your mana regen. But this is basically how I have built my Sheevra Dex Tamer. He's going away because I made a human one and this count's going away. And right now I'm leaning more into humans for mages just because a tactician. I like the points when it comes to this. Profession wise, like you need there's so many more points that you need. Let's go into, let's see here. Boom. Yeah, beast mastery. Here we go. Because all these things take points. So beast mastery, I have animal care, Could move things around on me. Animal care is like super important for leveling. I always have that maxed out. Level super quick. You can pop that book. Taming was 100. The points for that were on a trinket, so that's why it's where it's at. Pay no mind to that. Creature control, advanced creature control. I didn't do hurting because I was like, well, maybe one day I want to use him for fighting, but I never really ended up doing that just because I have so many other mages that are just so much better at team fights and everything. Overall, if I would rate the Sheevra Dex Tamer, I would say it is probably the least effective just because of I think you're snuffed for points and clade wise it's not the greatest. Um, I think I do it better on my humans. So yeah, that's where I'd put it. Like if you're really wanting to be a Sheevra
You all right, King?
or gosh,
Look like
good old
you,
VoIP.
you got the sniffles or some shit, bruh.
Mute that. Overall, I would say it's like a C tier. I didn't end up being the best. Sheevras make great Dex mages, but having the Dex Tamer, I wouldn't recommend it. I would say with like my Sardukan human or something like that, or a tinned human. If I was gonna do it personally, and that's not even like really min maxing it. I don't think so. If you do make this, and the nice part about it is you can just roll it into just a straight Sheevra Dexmage, and I'll have a video on that, and so that you don't have to delete and start all over. Anyways, if you have questions about this, please drop them below, and I will try to answer them best I can. Thanks.